Hey, how you doing out there? I just want to thank all of you for welcoming me to speak with you this afternoon, and I just want you all to know that this is an enlightenment for your life. This is to help you. My whole purpose here today is to just help you and encourage you and remind you that you are kings and queens, regardless what anyone says, that you are loved. And there's a lot of organizations and there's a lot of people who has compassion and who does the things that they do because they really want you guys to get it. This is suburban areas and not taking anything or putting anything down when it comes there. They got it. They're involving their kids in programs with the school or the organizations in the surrounding area of where they live. They're going to their town meetings when the streets are cracked up and they need those holes pasted up. They take out the time to go to those meetings and they take out the time to go to those meetings and get their voice heard. And that's how things get done in the suburban areas. We, unfortunately, in the urban areas, just what it is, we allow just any and everything to take off. Fire trucks and ambulance and fire cars, police cars all day long just come through our town with sirens all day long. You know why? Because we don't complain about it. In a suburban area, they complain. Look, I know you coming to a crime and taking care of your business, but must you come through our city at 2 o'clock in the morning and 12 o'clock in the morning with these loud sirens? That's why in the suburban areas, you don't get all that. They cut those alarms off, the sound off, and they just have the blinking light. But in our areas, in our town, you have because we'll see the blinking light. We already know the cops is on a chase or whatever the case may be, or the fire truck or the ambulance is going to their destination. But in a suburban area, they have this stuff cut down. See, what am I saying, guys? What I'm saying, we as a people, we wait for the government, the president, the city officials to step in and hold our hands and make changes. They do play their part, but you got to remember, they're just mere men and women. We have the same power as they do, if you believe that. I have the same power as they do. They speak, I can speak. They voice their opinion, I can voice my opinion. They go to work, I go to work. You have the same opportunity. Doesn't matter what kind of degrees this person have and you don't, you still are an intelligent being. You guys are smart. You guys are brilliant when it comes to the computer. People my age, I'll stop at the nearest little 10-year-old and ask them something about my phone. Can you help me with this? And I'm so confident in your brilliancy that you're going to show me what's out of nowhere. Show me what to do. It's so funny because the programmers of today that fix our computers and things of nature, they went to school for this stuff. You guys are self-taught. You're teaching yourself. I mean, you guys are twice a third of my age. And what schooling did you have to even learn the stuff that you know with the cell phones and the computers? You haven't even had time to go to school to do that because you're self-taught. It's just a natural ability that God has given all of you. You guys have so much talent. You just have to tap into it. You gotta, you have so much talent and ability. And what's sad about it is you're around such toxic every day that you don't have time to tap into the talents and gift that you was born with because you're around toxic. And what I mean about that toxic, I mean those friends that is up to no good, that is just here to put you down, to discourage you. I'm here to tell you guys, if you are around friends, people who call themselves your friends, that when you talk of something good and passionate and they knock it down all the time, I'm here to tell you you're excelled over that person, and they'll never understand you. So what happens is they're going to keep you down, and the way they keep you down is by you staying and hanging with them, thinking that you need them. Let me tell you something, guys. You don't need anyone but yourself. And those who are Christians in here, not throwing anything on anybody, your God is God. And that's it in a nutshell. Anyone who wants, you got to look at yourself as that I'm wonderfully and perfectly made. I can do anything when you put your mind to it. But you got to believe it. You have to have a can-do attitude. I'm a resident of Newark. Granted, you guys, you do have more peer pressure than I did growing up. Things are a little more rough. What's considered right in this world today is wrong, and what's considered wrong is right. And I'm speaking not just from a personal experience or my own opinion. I'm speaking from what the government puts out there and say it's okay to do, and then just let things just go as if everything is okay. So what used to be right is wrong, and what used to be wrong is now right. We are living in a parallel world today. I mean, it's sad to say that we are in an upside down world, and it's up to us. It is our obligation. It is our responsibility to turn that world back up right. Start loving one another. Start being much kinder. It's not being a punk or being soft to be nice to someone. Guys, we love you. I love you. I wouldn't be doing this if I don't love you. I'm setting up organizations and programs that where when this is all said and done, where you can get in touch with me personally for personal intervention, for personal consulting in what direction that we all can go and what programs are out there to help you build your social skills, your etiquettes, your life skills, how to search for a job. There's a way to go about things. You can't just walk through life saying I'm going to do whatever I want to do, how I want to do it, and that's the way it is. It doesn't work like that. People have lied to you because of what you see. You allowed Hollywood to raise you all. You allowed these singers, R&Bs, as well as rappers, to believe the stuff that they're saying to make their money, to believe that that's the way it is. No, it's not. That's not the way life is. That's the way it is for them. And 9 times out of 10, that's just a song because they know it's going to sell records. And what happened is you all fall right into that trap. It's a trap. So now your mind is hindered and in bondage, and you think that you got to walk around and cussing folks out and saying whatever and being foul, and then wonder why you can't get a job, or wonder why people look at you with their nose turned up or brushing you off. People clutching onto their pocketbooks because they're afraid that you're going to snatch it. Right in your own hometown. Sometimes I clutch on mine. I'm saddened by my young people because sometimes you guys can be so rough. So rough. I'm a native of Newark. I'm twice y'all age. I've been here. I've been around the block. And let me tell you, y'all brought a whole new theme into society. And it's scary. And they're ready, they're prepared to just build jails and throw you in it. Put you in the system where it's hard to come out, and it haunts you. The decisions that you make, the bad decisions that you make will haunt you. You may want to get married one day. You may want to, you want to have a family. Why have something over your head that is going to hinder you for being all you can be for your family? And then what happens is that curse follows you through the generations, whereas now you set it off in your own household. You now put that same curse on your children. And what you guys have to understand is what you do right now, whether you get in trouble with the law or not, but what you do right now, don't you know, it'll skip you being affected, and it'll attach on to your child, your kids. And then when you're conservative and grown and trying to understand, well, I raised him right, I raised her right, why is she or he doing this or that? You're going to have to ask yourself, wow, my past is coming back to haunt me in my own child. The world says that what comes around goes around. The Bible says you reap what you sow. What you do to others, it may not happen back to you immediately in years. It may not happen to you, but I will assure you it will happen to your loved ones. So it is so important, guys. Love one another. Love each other. Hug, embrace more. You know, talk to your moms, talk to your dads, ask them about your past, because when you know your past, you're going to know your future. Ask them where you came from, where grandma, where grandpa, where did you come from? You know, what is your history? So you can start researching and knowing who you are. And you'd be surprised if you search deep enough, you probably came from literally kings and queens. Literally. But you'll never know if you don't start asking those questions. It's more to life than just your surrounding area, than just Newark and Irvington and East Orange and all these surrounding areas. Or if you go over to New York, because New York is only a hip and a hop away from us or whatever. It's more to life than that. You know, you got to open your mind, your horizon, and reach for the stars. You can have anything in this world that you want. You just got to believe it. And you got to get yourself away immediately from toxic waste. Toxic in the world is a lot of waste that is dumped on the land, and it's poisonous. And it spoils the land, literally. So that's what kind of person, if you are around, their spirit, their inner being, everything about them, when they speak, when they come in your presence, everything turns dark because they're toxic, because they have no intentions on changing the way that they are. They don't care about how you feel. They're going to say what they want to say and do what they want to do. Who wants to be around something like that? I don't care who they are, your brother, your sister, your friend, your neighbor. You have to understand you are better than that. You all are perfectly and wonderfully made, but you have to believe that. I can stand up here all day long and just tell you guys that you are so loved. You're living in a generation and a time that stuff is just being handed to you. Take advantage of it. Take advantage. You got people coming in from other countries that are taking advantage of what's right here for you citizens. They're coming in from third world countries that don't have a third of what you guys have. Our minimum wage job here, I think it's $8 or $7.35 or $8 an hour or whatever. That you're like a millionaire bringing in a $200 check a week or whatever the case may be. You're like a millionaire compared to them in those third world countries getting a $200 check each week. You're considered a millionaire. Can you imagine making $200 or $250 a week that you're considered a millionaire? Jesus. That's so with understanding and knowing that, guys, with understanding and knowing that should push you to understand that, wow, they're coming from these countries. They don't have the resources. They don't have the money. but I'm sorry, correction. They have the resources. They don't have the money. So they do a lot of research before they're able to get here and get their card to travel, their green card or a card. They got all kind of cards now that foreigners can use to get here. I don't blame them. I don't blame them if they found a way out because they want to better their families. They want to better themselves. They're coming from around the world in our country, and they are utilizing and take advantage of our benefits that is given right here in our backyard. What am I saying? I applaud them. Anyone who wants to learn and better themselves. So guys, I want you take that opportunity. There are all kind of organizations out here. There are all kind of people out here that are willing to help you, but you got to open your mouth. You got to let it be known that you're hungry. Who wants to be a failure? No one wants to be a failure. They don't. They just settle for what they are or have right now today because this is what society says that this is who you want to be. Don't let your present circumstances count for your future. No, because you live in the projects right now and yeah, things may not be going right and you don't like how things are going on in your household or whatever the case may be, there may be some excessiveness going on in your homes and things. I know it can be angry. I know it can make you angry and make you want to do things and stuff. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to though. Just press forward. Love that person who are going, if it's your mom or your dad that's going through things. Love them and try to be supportive and just be loving and compassionate. And say, Mom, I understand. Or if you don't understand, say, Mom, Dad, I don't understand. Help me understand. I want a better life. I want to live. I don't want to die. I want to live. I can be that person. We sit back and we watch these reality shows. And I'm sorry to say, guys, I'm not into reality shows. I think they're negative. Let me use Dance Mom for an example. Just because everything that glitters is not gold. Because it's wrong to exploit a child. That program is geared towards children, little girls or whatever, I guess being, dancers. And you have this instructor with all of this attitude. And then the cameras is on her. And then the cameras focus on the mothers that is following the attitude of the instructor. So they all on TV, live TV, acting like complete fools. And you know what's happening? While those adults are acting like fools, those children are sitting here and they're taking in everything like a sponge. And they're thinking and believing, oh, that is the way we handle things. When we don't get our way, we talk and cut people up and be disrespectful. That's what that child is taking in. That's what we're showing them. So to me, just because it's glitter doesn't mean it's gold. Me personally, if I had a child or whatever the case may be, no, my child is going to be around goodness at all times because that child, you're teaching that child to do what they got to do to get where they want, no matter who you got to stab in the back. No. We should be teaching our children how to love and even through hard times to have enough faith that we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it because that child had a lot of love and support growing up. So I don't believe in a lot of these programs. They're just exploiting folks because they're making money. And you know what? We're helping them become rich and famous off a mess. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to bust your bubble, but that's my personal opinion about these reality shows and people carrying on and fussing and their whole personal business is right there on TV. They don't mind doing it because they're making money. And you know what? You're helping them by when you sit there and entertain that stuff. These local Joe Blows that has no talent or some may have, but started off by cussing and carrying on. This is what our network are exploiting because they know what sells. Drama and mess sells. If I was to put a reality show on about college students and kids trying to strive to be all they can be in school and knowing how to conduct themselves with etiquettes and social skills and speaking to each other with respect, that show won't last for a week because it's not drama enough. It wouldn't last. It wouldn't pass the first screening, But I'm sorry. I don't jump in a cesspool because it's making money. I have to make my money by sharing goodness and sharing the truth and sharing compassion and love. I'm not going to sell my soul to make $1. So I have to act any kind of way and do any kind of thing. They literally got people who in these reality shows that are junkies. I mean, shows literally that does drugs, that's, excessive with drugs. And here, if you get caught in the street buying drugs or doing drugs, you're going to jail. But yet they have programs. These reality shows talking about how, I go and I get this and I do this to get my drug. And just you tell me if this is not an upside down world we living in. Back in the day, you can't even mention drugs to the law or announce that. You get locked up. Guys, I love you. And I surely want you to get it. My name is Wanda Thomas. And my company is Road to Success, and I speak on empowerment. My website is www.roadtosuccess1.com. You can go on my website, get all my contact information, my personal numbers there. I'm open. At the end of the day, my job are to help you all. It's to help you guys tap into your inner man and bring out the brilliance and the abilities and talents that are in you. I don't know how to live. I don't know how to speak no other way. Now, keep in mind, guys, I'm a native of Newark. Granted, I didn't have it somewhat like you all, and we were under another, the generation I came up from under, it was okay for the neighbor to bring me to my mom if I was disrespectful by my ear. And bring me to my mom. And if my mom, oh God, that was disrespecting your household. If the neighbor had to come and bring you home, that was a disrespect to your mom. So my mom will thank the neighbor for bringing me home. And Lord, let me tell you, when they knock on that door, banging on that door, holding my ear and telling my mother, let me tell you what your daughter did, all you can do is just stand there and just pray that you're invisible. And the whole time, I didn't even want to look at my mother because I already knew her expression alone was murder. And I was rather the neighbor standing there all day telling my mother what I'm doing, because once my mother get me in that house, it is over. It ain't up for explanation. They don't want to hear it. Let me tell you, at that time back then, what the parents saw, all they saw was, I raised you right, and whatever you were doing, obviously you were doing it in an opening for the neighbor to see you and bring you home. And that is all my mother saw. That's all the parents saw when we was raised up back in the day. So just the fact that neighbor was bringing me to my mom by my ear or by the seat of my pants and telling my mom what she saw me do, it was over for me. Man, when my mother thanked the neighbor, she would stand there and she got this look on her face looking at me, but she's thanking the neighbor, saying, thank you, Miss Johnson. And she'll grab me in the house by my arm, me or my siblings or whatever the case may be. And let me tell you, when she grabbed you in that house, it is over. We got whipped with stenching cords. I thank God, with knots in it. I thank God for what's considered abuse today, because I wouldn't be the woman who I am today. So I can laugh about it. When I sit and talk with my mom, I tell her, thank you for chastising me and reprimanding me when I was out of control. Because those whippings, it made me disciplined. It made me respectful to my fellow man. You know, our parents kept it simple. Open that door. You don't pay bills in here. It wasn't no talking back. When you talk back, you lost your teeth. Literally. If that's what happened, if that's what she got to first, it wasn't no talking back, sucking teeth the way you guys suck teeth and roll your eyes today. Them eyeballs will be sitting on the table. Those teeth will be sitting on the table. Soon as your mother say, get up and go do this. Oh, mom, psh, she'll punch you or slap you or whatever. So you get it at the first start. So now next time when mom say, okay, go get up and do whatever, you'll get up. But now you're going to murmur and say what you need to say as you walking away so she won't get you. But then she will hear you with a bionic ear and say, what did you say? Oh, I didn't say nothing. I heard something. Oh, no, I didn't say nothing. So now you learn to just get into your bedroom. Now I'm telling you guys about me. This is how I operated. Once I realized, okay, I walked away from the table. She still heard me, but I hurried up and cleaned it up and said, no, I didn't say anything. So now I learned when she say, get up and go do that. Okay. And I'll go and get ready to go do it. And then I go in my room and then put my head on the table and say, I hate her. She always got me doing a bunch of work or whatever. Yeah. So now she can't hear anything. So I learned to get smart. So when mom said something back in the day, it was like, okay, yes, ma'am. Okay, whether you wanted to do it or not, you put a smile on your face. And you march yourself into going and doing what she says to do. I tell you, I thank my mom for my whips, what the world call abuse today. I thank God for that abuse, because I wouldn't be the woman here today talking to you great kids. You guys are great. You guys, there's nothing wrong with you. I was once a teenager. I was once in your place. Yes, again, I said this before, y'all got a little more peer pressure because things that wasn't accessible to us then are accessible to you all. Electronics, where TVs was blocked. The stuff that we used to get to see, a kiss and a hug. Anything outside of that, the bed scene was, poof, baby. What you guys are seeing and getting, you got the wrap around the towel thing, or the wrap around, this is what we got, the wrap around sheet. And both men and women, even if it was a bed scene, you would only get them pecking, a kiss, and that scene is over. That's the extent of the sex scene. Now, oh my God, you guys, even on regular TV, you get the whole motion. The stuff that y'all get on regular TV, I'm not even talking about cable, but on regular TV, those were tapes that you would have to literally buy from the store just to get the extra affection. I thank God for that. I'm sorry a little bit for you guys, because you got too much too fast. And you guys sometimes don't know if you just a child or you grown. I'm here to tell you, you're children. And it's okay to be a children. It's okay to be a child. It's okay, because children are supposed to be loved, taken care of by responsible adults, supported by their parents or that parental guardian. You're supposed to be a child. You shouldn't be trying to figure out issues and problems. That is the job of the adult. Your job is to just go to school, get good grades, plan your future. And that adult job is to take care of you to the best of their ability. I don't care if they're washing on their knees, washing floors, working at McDonald's. I don't care what kind of job it is, as long as it's an honest job and that parent is doing the best they know how. Their job is to take care of you, where you don't have to worry about where my next meal going to come from, where I'm going to lay my head. You shouldn't be worrying about those things. So I want to challenge you guys. Take the mask off, because you all are wearing masks because you're afraid if you show the real you're afraid you're going to be laughed at. If you take off that mask and those who claim they're your friends laugh at you, then they're not your friends, sweetie. Then they're toxic. And you need to get rid of them. You need to let them loose because they're not doing you no good. They're hindering your growth. They're hindering your intellect and all that is waiting for you to accomplish and conquer. So I challenge you all, take your masks off. Be who you really are. If you're a painter, an awesome painter, and you want to model, or you want to sing, or you want to dance, or you want to, whatever talents that you have that God have given you a long time ago, you just don't know how to tap into it because you're around toxic waste. Those that live around family members, unfortunately, that are not doing what they're supposed to do, love them anyway. Try not to hate them so much. Unfortunately, they're weak. And they don't mean what they do. They just don't understand how to get out of it. They just don't understand how did they get there. And they want to break the pattern, but they feel they're so lost and so caught up that they don't even know where to begin to change it. Start loving yourself more, guys. You are beautiful. You're men, you're handsome, you're kings. You girls, you're queens. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Start acting accordingly. Don't act like the world. Don't act like the world. Don't do the things that everybody else is doing. You're young ladies. Don't let these boys treat you like a piece of meat. You're worth more than that. You're worthy of their respect. You're so worthy of their respect. Men, you too. You got some rough girls out here. And these rough girls, tough. See, when I was coming up, and not putting anyone down, but I'm just letting you know, when I was coming up, just giving you one example, and I was hanging out with a 14-year-old, but they turned out pregnant. Woo, that was taboo. When the parents found out that your friend, that the girl that you hanging out with is pregnant, woo, boy, that was taboo. That was taboo. You could no longer hang around them. No, because the parent don't know what done happened and where that all came from, and they're promiscuous. The fact that they're pregnant, woo, you know, I'm not saying it's right, but you pretty much couldn't even speak to that person. They were alienated. They didn't hang outside with the rest of us. They was alienated. They were 14, getting ready to have a baby. They were a baby with a baby. Times are different. I'm not saying how we may have done things was great, but I'm just letting you know in the time that I came up, that's how things was. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this to say that be careful what you do and the decisions that you make. Get the respect. Don't sell yourself so short. Don't just do anything and say anything because that's what everybody else is doing. No, you be different. You stand out like that sore thumb. You young man, instead of you walking around with the other 1,000 men on Broad Street with their pants down to their knees, you pull your pants up and put a belt on. Put a tie. Dress for success at all times, because you never know. You never know from your appearance. People see your appearance before they know who you are or what's in your mind. I see a person appearance, and I immediately, from the appearance of a person, I immediately, not just sitting back constantly just judging folks, but I immediately assimilate in my mind the kind of character that person may have because of their appearance. You know, none of us are perfect, and you know, and if I say anything wrong in my inner thought, you know, I'll be like, oh, you know, Lord, forgive me. You know, that young girl, she don't realize how beautiful she is if she put on more clothes. You know, she don't have to have every piece of her flesh hanging out and you know, she's outside. It look like she has a bra on. These new shorts or outfits that you all got, they look like panties. And then you gotta, come on, what opinion really can I simulate in my mind of who that little girl is? You know, I mean, that description by itself, it summed it up, that look. And I'm not saying that to any of you all, or that's who you are, but I'm sorry. These are the things that I see. And immediately that look is, everyone is thinking that this little girl is fast. This little girl's laying around with any and everything, because you're literally exposing your beautiful body to the troubles of this world. So you're not leaving the mind for an imagination. You're not leaving room for imagination. Me, you see how I'm dressed? Fully dressed. Like, this is how I dress all the time. Even my dress down are jeans with probably some shoes on and a t-shirt. That's my dress style. I'm 47 years old. I'm not walking around with my belly hanging out with a ring on it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not with me, you know. So guys, I'm getting ready to sign off here, and I want to thank you for being such a great audience. And again, I'm going to leave you with this. My name is Wanda Thomas. My website is www.roadtosuccess1.com. I have some information over there that you all can pick up, and it has all my contact information on there, and you can reach out to me anytime. I'm setting up, everything is not in place as yet, but I'm just putting it out there that the plan is to set up the programs to help you guys with social skills and life skills and basically life coaching you through life, helping you with the resources that you need, those who really want to change their lives. Okay? So this is Wanda Thomas, Road to Success, and this is empowerment. I love you all, and God bless, and you have a wonderful day.